Hi guys, welcome to Shakti Essence. This is Ascension Saga and my name is Neringa, and this is my lovely Reiki master, Sandra.
Yeah.
Hi Sandra. So we have got Sandra here to tell us more about her ascension journey. And her journey has been a really awesome one. She will tell you herself. And for now, we always start with consecrating the interview. So if you would just close your eyes for me and take a few deep breaths and just follow my lead. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more time. And release. And one more last time. And release. Dear universe, please accept this interview with Sandra for Ascension Saga interviews with its all spiritual gifts. Please make us the instruments of your being. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, welcome, Sandra. How we met? I usually tell people a little bit how my journey started with the person that I'm interviewing. So, I think it was December, right? I think it was December, just before New Year. I found Sandra on internet because I was guided to study Karuna Reiki. And I found her website and it just caught my eye and I thought, let's do it with her. And then it was so divinely guided because we have done the attunements on Valentine's Day, didn't we? So yeah, and since then we have built quite a good relationship. We try to, when we can, heal the world. Sandra does that a lot. You were just doing World oh my God, World War III healing yesterday, haven't you?
I know it's ongoing. I'm doing some spinning grids, karmic matrix reabsorption on demonic, satanics, and also on the attack energies of the truthers, truthers being attacked. Yeah. And the third one I can't remember, but it's automatically spinning. And I brought in the infused success and protection.
Okay.
But I'm doing this for as long as necessary with the spinning.
Yeah, it's ongoing, isn't it? I just realized what I said, World War III.
Yeah, it is a little bit on a different level, but I do have a good feeling, by the corrections also that's coming up. It's all about success, people unveiling, so that came unexpected really for the...
Yeah, well, thank you so much for doing this. And previously you were doing some healing for the racism that was happening, isn't it?
Yeah, and I had a thing with a friend going on, and you send about 20 people sending healing on it, and then everything resolved with that person, because it wasn't about me. It was just a aggression he had inside, and he's actually never done this to me again. Is really like loving now, but we had to kick it out, and so it's not like really about this other person. It's about, we are playing out something that needs to be shifted so I can see it. Yeah. And so we shouldn't really go on the narrative. He did this, he did that. Hey, how can you shift it?
Yeah. And this is
how you ascend. Every time you don't look away, you say, okay, what is going on? How can I bring this back into the light? Yeah. And often you need also other people. Yeah. You send 20 people, I was quite, felt quite attacked,
Yeah, I tried my best. I was like, please.
Other energies are being channeled at that time, you know, that is like going all for me. And then you know, I luckily get also people to give me a hand, you know, when
Yeah.
the going gets tough.
Yeah.
Same when I started these spinning grids, it was heavy. So I sent a few people, you know, some emails. I think I mentioned you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I emailed you and said, can you please send me some healing to support this?
Yeah.
And then 3 days in, I feel actually I can handle it again, you know.
Amazing.
More
Right.
easily.
So, like, from just to bring some context to people that are listening, you are quite an advanced being on your spiritual journey, right? Like, I would say so anyways, even if you're just gonna be, you know, humble. But how did you get here? You know, because doing the work for the collective, for the previous events, for just events itself, right? Just from my understanding, when I just started my journey, I really didn't concentrate on the collective things.
No, you don't start off like that, you
Yeah,
know. I
yeah.
remember one day I was in the park. I had some relationship issues with this guy. And I was sitting in the park and I was thinking, hang on a moment, this is not about me anymore. How I deal with this is affecting the whole world. It was just a real like revelation. So if you reach a certain energy level, it's not about you anymore.
Yeah. So walk us through it then. Like from, I don't know, when was the event for you in this lifetime when you was like, boom, I want to do this?
Well,
Because you moved to England, you moved to where you are right now, right? You already knew that what you wanted to do as well, but before that.
okay, I tried to keep it as quickly as possible. I was quite damaged by my mother on all levels. She was a bit like a dragon energy and attacked me non-stop. I didn't really get a break. I think I was 11 or so. I remember couldn't stop crying. And then I never cried again until I was 26.
Wow.
So I closed my heart. It was like rock solid. And after 11, I started to have lots of problems, sinuses, ME actually as well. Yeah. So
What, sorry?
I was tired. That it wasn't diagnosed, but I literally everything went to the head. I started to have these terrible headaches. It was like a drilling machine non-stop. And I tried things, but at the time, you know, I remember a GP once said to me, I was on antibiotica all the time, and GP said maybe it's psychological. And I was really angry at him at the time. I was thinking, you know, who are he, you know, to
How
tell me
dare
that.
he?
And I remember 2 years after that, I sitting there and thinking, oh, maybe it is psychological. And then all the psychological stuff came up. I had to go to healers to give me CDs to sleep with, you know. And I had the fatigue. Remember, I was only able to work part-time somewhere. I was drained really much by just talking half an hour to people. I would have to lie down. It was a bit mad. So I had to do something. So I found kinesiology.
Mm-hmm.
And soon after, 1 second, I packed my bags and came over here
Mm-hmm.
with a, no, I was au pair before, but let's skip that. That's not really that important. So I packed my bags first without car, and then, you know, months later, I got my car and got a job here in a service center, and then started to learn health kinesiology, and I did lots of corrections. So any emotion that comes up, you can do a correction on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned Reiki, which was great. People having really strong reactions on the couch, and the Reiki kind of brought it all to a smoother, you know,
Yeah.
session. And then I kept learning things, you know, other things, spiritual response therapy, light body energy integration, lots of things, you know, Kundalini yoga. So, you know, you just build up. But and then I built my house. I bought a house here. In fact, I came here, and then 10 months later, I had 2 remedies from 2 healers, and they gave me that at the same time. And suddenly it was like fireworks. I was like really dark with a dot of hope. I always have that. That's inbuilt in me. But everything was pretty black, and, you know, remember, I have no energy as well. Forcing myself to do everything, and with that really, really bad headache, you know, non-stop, like full on, nothing you could do really, because my heart was closed. You see, everything went to the head. It was totally overload. Yes, then I knew I'm gonna have a house. So I think only a couple of months, 2 months later, I moved into this house here.
Yeah.
It was like so quick, you know, and it was so cheap, this house. And the house was everything I wanted, but I didn't say what state it was in. So the house was in the same state as I was, completely messed up on all levels. So it took me literally, I don't know, 20 years to sort out the house, and this kind of ongoing. And I turned it into a healing center and a crystal shop.
Yeah.
So that was another journey. I mean, I need more to explain that, but like literally since I arrived here, Spirit tells me, okay, now is this, now you add to your healing center, you do this. So it's like I don't have to think what to do next. Yeah, everything is just happening. And on the way, you learn, also get to know other healers that help you. You do a lot of exchanges. So you go along, but I feel I've been sent also all over the place to heal people, but more like countries as well. And so I didn't know that, to be honest, because I'm actually not, you know, seeing things. Only when I feel things, and it turns into a picture, because I'm a feeling person, because I guess I had this headache, you know. So I, by the way, this headache started to get better when I was in the park, and I was thinking, and a guy said to me, my heart wasn't open. And I thought, oh, okay, with this new age guys, I'm not going to get away with it anymore. Yeah. So I was standing in the little park down the road, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, I need to open my, you know, he's right. You know, I won't get away with it anymore. And the minute I said it, I sank to my knees, and I thought, I don't know how to get home now.
Oh my God. So you had like, that was your awakening, right? To admit to yourself.
Energetically, something changed, and I had to sit for a while until I could manage to, and then all the pain came up. Yeah. So it was because it was brutal.
So can you just go in a little bit deeper into what pain, like, because obviously that there was a lot of inner child stuff, right?
Yeah, lots.
So what was it? Abandonment, rejection, humiliation, or was it all?
Generally attack on a energetic level, and more on, yes, that's screaming. Yeah. I think my energy was too high for my mom.
Yeah.
And even when I taught my parents Reiki and did all the work with them. So they're different people. My dad died now, but they're different people. Yeah, they're not the same anymore. And in the beginning, I had to force them a little bit, but then they quite accepted all the distant healings, the attunements and stuff. So yeah, I think even if I stay there longer than two weeks, I can see she's up to here. She had all the healing by me. And then she turns back how she was when I was a child. She's literally starting to attack me. So I think I was too high energy, and I have in the soul contract reading 12 out of 14 intensity.
Yeah. You know what I want to mention as well, because you taught me something that I wasn't aware of. When you told me about healing your dad before his death, right? So he passes. Yeah. So he passes over better or easier, or whatever the word is. And you know, when that got confirmed to me as well, when my own grandma was dying, right? And when when you asked me during the Karuna attunement about my grandma, right? Or
Yeah.
something. It was something, can't remember now. But, and then a month or so ago, I messaged my friend, and my phone misspelled it that my mom is dead. And I was like, whoa, that's, you know, and my friend was like, are you for real? I was like, oh shit, no. What the fuck? I was like, I called my mom, are you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, oh, it must be grandma then, you know, like premonition. And then something was happening. I think I had a dream that she died or whatever. Oh, about dreams about teeth. Whenever I have dreams about teeth, that means someone is gonna die.
Mm.
And I was feeling really shitty for the few days before she died. And when we spoke, and you brought that to my attention, that actually I was clearing for her so she would pass over. That's a really interesting subject. Maybe you could talk about that more.
Yeah, I mean, I for about 2 years, my arm, I didn't have like full range in one of my arms, and then a friend of mine did some healing on the arm and said, you're processing for your dad because
Was
your
it right hand?
it was your right arm, yeah, sort of top right arm. And she said, your dad's gonna die soon. You're processing for him. So I had no idea. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, and then after he died, funny enough, I still had it a little bit, and he came back from the death, if you want, from the other side, and he was doing Reiki on my arm. My friend saw him. So we kept working together. So they're not just dead, you know, they're literally, you know, and then he tried to heal my brother as well. He came back and said, my brother is not listening. So I did a few corrections and said, Dad, try again. So it's like, it's not like they're dying. I mean, my mother still hears him going up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I visited my mom back for the funeral, I went home again, and I mean, when I went to Germany, I went to visit for 3 days. I took a black suit with me, not knowing he's going to die. I arrived, I came in the house, he was sitting on a chair. I said, Mom, Dad's not reacting. We got the ambulance and he died. It was all planned, you see.
Mm.
So my mother is very proud of him that he passed so masterfully. Yeah.
Oh.
My mom is really okay, you know. They have made this agreement. If somebody is not really well anymore, they should just like go, you know.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. We were there when he died in that moment. It was beautiful. We both did powerful energy work. It was actually perfect. Yeah.
And sorry to interrupt, and I think because of the healing that you have, you know, provided for them, inspired them to do, forced them to do a little bit, you know, it was so necessary for them to reach that point, right, of accepting that if one of us is not well, you know.
But I said that about, you know, 30 years ago, you know. So they always said we don't want to be a burden for each other. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And last time I was at my mom's, not too long ago, the energy was so heavy, and I literally was struggling every day. I worked on her for an hour, and then at my friends, I picked a card up that I'm clearing the Akashic records for somebody. There was like people with lots of books open, you know, in the card, and I said I knew it, yeah, because my father came to me and said, what you've done to me, I want you to do for Mom.
Okay.
So she's 83. I'm preparing her now.
Yeah.
So I don't know when this is going to happen, but it was very purposeful on just that thing, you know.
Wow, that is amazing.
And I told her as well, and, you know, she thanked me, and, you know, we work really well as a team. Normally when I work on her, it's actually quite light, and, you know, it's like, yeah, we don't do that many healing sessions when I'm back then, because I've like worked on them for 20 years, you know, 25.
Yeah, it was ongoing process.
Yeah, and they're trained to Reiki master, Karuna, they've done all the light healing work, you know, they really, really had it all, you know.
Oh my God, that's amazing. You know, I think it's so courageous of you to actually to have done that, because the parents will always be more stubborn, right? Because
I just forced them straight in the beginning. I said, I don't want to come home and then have to feel that you're unwell, yeah, and then spend all my time healing you when I should be seeing friends and having fun with you. So
Yeah.
that's why I tuned them.
Yeah.
A lot of things, distant attunements, the Latarian race clearing, you know, they work on months and months in your energy system, clearing you out. So they're fantastic. So that every time I went home, the parents were they were like still processing the attunement. So I didn't have to do anything, you know.
Yeah, yeah, wow. I mentioned that to my mom when I went to see her a month ago. I said, you know, would you like to be attuned? And she was like, when I process all of the, you know, studying that I have done recently, then yes. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect that, but she is open, you know, so it's like.
I did it differently with my parents. I would say I got them a treatment couch in Germany. So, and I said, okay, in 10 minutes, I want to see somebody on that couch.
Wow.
They're already tucked in, you know.
Wow, yeah. That's
okay, Tuesday we're gonna do this course, the Reiki 1 course. It's from 10 to 7:30, you know. I've done the Munaki even with the Munaki is amazing.
the what?
The Munaki,
What
have
is
a
that?
look at it. It's like 9 rites. It's really amazing, connecting you, putting all the power animals in the chakras. And my father's really unwell, and after I think the fifth rite, he really perked up, and that was like against all odds. I'm sure he gained a few more years after that. It works really much on your well-being and connecting you to the day keepers, earth keepers, you know, and jaguar energy, hummingbirds, really amazing. Have a look on my website.
I have never heard of this.
Honestly, it's out of this world. Even when people's done all the high level Karuna Reiki, this one still gets them, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm kind of like really
super powerful. It's all from the heart. It's really heart healer. It's full on, yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I will look into this. Yeah, because I have recently had the Light of Lemuria activation. Have you heard of that?
No.
So it's basically connecting to the Lemurian energies, the crystal city, all of that. And whoa, it just,
I'm just reading a book from Amanda Pixie, you know, on the
okay.
Lemurian, how they were eating and stuff, you know.
Okay, yeah. So maybe that's why I mentioned it to you. Maybe it's something you would be.
Actually, I have a connection, yeah.
Yeah, and it was so powerful. Basically, the practitioner makes a Thecheeball,
Yeah.
and then whenever the recipient is ready, they, you know, prepare themselves and they receive it. So it's not even like an attunement, like, you know, Reiki attunement that you.
No, I mean, you can send most of the attunements like that, you know.
Oh yes, of course.
I use the Thecheeball as well. With the Thecheeball, you don't have to specify the time, but I would still say, you know, don't call it up like a month later. That's kind of not fair, you know.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
3 days, you know, it might, yeah, because you like it's up in the universe waiting for you to call it down, you know.
Exactly. And see, for me, that was pretty new because I wasn't sure about it. I'm like, you know, I am a believer of all of the, you know, metaphysical stuff, but I was like, oh, I wonder how am I going to see this Thecheeball? Is it going to come? And I was like,
on the crown usually, yeah.
well, it was really big. So when I was laying down on the floor, ready for it, it was like, and like I was literally like really tiny compared to it, you know?
Oh, wow.
And then the way it was coming in, it was coming in into the middle of the body for me.
Oh, wow.
And the more I was, you know, opening up to it, every time it just went in a little bit more and more. And I think it took about 20 minutes, but wow, I'm not gonna lie. I had an orgasm every time it went in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because
The Lemurians knew how to do that, didn't they?
Lemurians are like, yep, she will enjoy this. I was like, yeah. Yeah, and it just went so much into the past life. I had so many like revelations like about Egyptian past life, Like I'm 100,000% sure now that I have got so much history, you know, in Egypt.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so powerful. But now this, how do you say it again?
Monarchy. Monarchy.
Monarchy. Yeah, yeah, I want it.
I have a look at the comments as well on it, Alexandra Healing Center, the client comments, and then you get the idea. You really get
Yeah, wow, that's so amazing.
it's really supportive. If you feel unwell physically, it really, really
Yeah.
strengthens you. The day keepers, the wisdom keepers, the earth keepers, the star nation, the star keepers, and the creator energy. There, you sit opposite. At the moment, you couldn't be able to do it with the COVID, but you know, you sit opposite and you know, do certain things and you give it back. So it's not something I give you. You need to give it back. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not complete. It's not a therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a complete sharing experience.
Wow.
You do it with a group of people. There's some pictures on the on my website as well. Then you can give it to each other. Yeah, so you get it 3 times. You know, it's like really, really, really powerful.
Wow.
I want to say also to people, when some people that they think they can do all this really powerful stuff without doing the groundwork. Yeah. And they're not working on themselves, and then they might end up in a loony house.
Yeah.
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 And they have to understand that you as a practitioner, you have to also check, are they actually working on themselves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've not had anybody, but I heard a lot. Yeah. By people just going to one practitioner one day, the next one all powerful attunements, and they have done no work at all.
Yeah.
You have to have some sort of ground to do it, you know, and that means you have to be honest to yourself. Let the stuff come up. Yeah. Because if you push it down, it's going to come up roaring, you know.
Don't we know that?
Yeah, and also not be in the story, oh, that's happening to me. You have to watch for the victim mentality thing.
Yeah.
And you know, every time even a friend, you know, might ring me and she has this problem, or this person didn't listen, and there's always a thing in your childhood, you know, or in a particular event where that happened, and we sent some healing colors, some energies, and then she said actually completely different, and then that person might actually listen to her next time she calls. Yeah. So the outside is a perfect balance to the inside. Yeah. So there is 100% perfect. You know, with the shadow self meditation in the Karuna Reiki, yeah, we can actually look at what creates your reality, which is the subconscious, the things that are not aware of. Of course, the things that you're aware of, you might be able to change more easily, but there are things where there is this question mark, and with the shadow self meditation, you can actually connect with the shadow part that's causing the unwanted experience. Yeah. So, and that is creating your reality. So if I have a problem on the outside or stuck, yeah, I don't look on the outside. I just see what's inside of me, what's, you know, and I have gone through, I mean, I have my center approved against all odds. Yeah. So Spirit said, you're going to have a center, you know, and then I had to approve it. It took 18 months. And in the 18 months, I did distant healing every day. All my childhood anger came up because they weren't listening. They were taking the piss. And in the end, I actually, I wrote so many complaints. They said to me, I'm not important, you know, these 2 women who were working. And then suddenly the big guy from the council rang me. And he said, okay, looking good, Miss Herrmann, looking good. So then come in, and there was 2 women sitting there. And it was like in a hive, going in a hive, you know, being like, I felt actually, wow, this is quite something. Wow. And then he was there, and the 2 women, and I said to them, you know, if I didn't have my therapies, I wouldn't be sitting here so calmly, you know. And yes, we know, Mrs. Herrmann, we know. And then he said, looking good, and he approved it. But it was, I had to honestly nothing else in that time matters. In 18 months,
Yeah.
I had a crying fit in front of in the room, and you're not then, but you know, to actually get there, you know, I had to literally become an actor, you know, to get it approved, you know, a residential home into a business. And then I went again years later to have my garage converted, you know, my double garage, huge garage, converted into a healing room.
Yeah.
So but they knew I would never give up. So they thought, oh, okay, we're gonna just approve it, because we know the last 18 months wasn't easy.
You don't give up, do you? You
No,
like, one thing I know about you, you don't give up.
My bread and butter, you know, we're talking about. It's my livelihood, you know. But if you want to manifest, because I came to the country, I was in a very bad accommodation, and I was saying to the universe, if I had a house, I would provide good accommodation. And then they said, okay, right, then here's a house.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was in Germany, I was really ill, and this guy was a practitioner, alternative health, and I looked at him. I said, "Oh my God, he's making a hobby to his work." That was a new concept for me, and I remember being so happy for him. You know, back then, as much happiness I could bring up at the time, I was happy for him. And now I'm doing the same.
You are.
You know, these are these moments where I remember, you know, and then I wanted a place where I can have other practitioners come in and use the space, you know. Then I got that, and I said to the universe, I want to know about crystals. They gave me crystal shop.
Can I just ask, you are a Gemini with the Virgo rising, right?
Yes.
And what is your moon?
I think half of it is Virgo. It's probably Virgo as well.
Probably Virgo. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I can feel it. Like you when you want it, you're gonna get it. It's like no way of, you know, going like, oh no, you know, I'm not worthy or something. You know you are.
I think I have a very strong third eye, although I was quite damaged. I remember, you know, when you're in school and you crumble up your paper and you're trying to hit the bin, and I always got the bin from the very end, and then the other guy is always trying not to do it. And I think I already have, I'm like taking, you know, a gun in a fair, and I can shoot the target. And
wow.
Billiard, you will not believe it. I can do billiard perfectly without training. I was on a boat. We did this killer billiard where literally if you don't hit, you get out. And I was, from 24 people, I was number 3. And they said, oh, you have a billiard table at home. I said, no, I've only played twice in my life.
Wow.
Some of them didn't talk to me anymore because I thought I was a liar.
See, and this is what I said, like, you have been here so many times, you know things. And just to wrap up, because I have to be somewhere else, in regards to what you said about really doing the work, what I have got like a confirmation earlier this year when the COVID started. As you know, I have done shitloads of healing last year, which majority was psychedelic, so it was super intense, but nevertheless, I integrated it, and, you know, I didn't do it for a year. And when I was ready to do it, and actually after our attunements, it didn't happen because my shaman was going through some of personal stuff, and I was like, I don't feel like it's in alignment. And then I met I knew this lady, but I started healing with this friend of mine, and she told me that I need to wait. I just need to meditate, and I just need to integrate because my physical body is not ready for any more psychedelics.
Yeah, and I've seen people being quite unwell on doing ayahuasca and stuff.
Yeah, you are. For me, it took me 4 months to recover.
Yeah, careful, you know, with all of that. And that's what I'm saying. People who go for this, and they don't integrate, they end up being crazy.
Yeah. And, you know, and one thing that she said to me, that because I have done so much work in 1 year time, and obviously prior that, but it was a little less intense. I mean, it was not intense. I have speeded up my ascension by 4 years. If I wouldn't have gone through what I have gone through with Stephen's death, with all the healing that
I mean,
brought
it's
in.
all perfect. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If everything that happens to you, make the impossible happen again and again.
Yeah.
We're not alone. I have an issue. Say, okay, Spirit, how can I fix this?
Yeah. And you know what I'm learning? And I had this epiphany last night. Because I'm like, as you know, I'm building my Shakti essence, and I'm going through like really huge transformation in regards of being a businesswoman that does what she loves, right? But I am so like used to just healing and not working, right? Not actually getting paid for my work, and now I'm switching that up. And I was thinking, you know, when the self-doubt kicks in all the time now lately, that I have achieved so much by healing myself. So
Well,
I need to flip that switch
yeah.
in regards to business and be like, but you can achieve that. Just see the business like you see your healing.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, any feeling like self-doubt, self-hatred, anything that is less than bliss, yeah,
Yeah.
I take that really seriously to give it a good healing.
Yeah.
Because this is it. You see a lot of people, they do a lot of stuff, and then you see how is your life, and they have all these belief systems hanging around, you know. I saw in a book, I used to do and then the negative. Now I am learning to deal with it. So do that with every crap that goes in your head, yeah. And then you do it for a while, and then your body starts to believe it, yeah. Because I have nothing in my head about this, yeah, nothing like, oh, this, because I immediately heal it, yeah, because even I'm not enjoying it, yeah, it doesn't serve me, not putting it under the carpet, that's the wrong thing as well. But we have to also, our mind is so trained on this just negative thinking, yeah. So at least, you know, I used to always feel as a victim. Now I am learning to stand in my power. Yeah, you can do that with every crap that floats around in your head. Yeah, and then every time you want to think that, you're going to use that instead. And it won't take that long, maybe 3-4 months. I was when I was younger, still in Germany, I read a book where it said I had self-doubt from morning to evening. I was riddled by it as a child, riddled. I was so damaged. And I read in the book, actually, you can chuck it out. So I was every time, you know, the self-doubt, you know, I went like, fuck off, fuck, you know, like literally like sword, yeah. And it took 3 months, believe it or not. And it left me forever.
Wow, love it. That's a huge that's a huge inspiration.
And once I was also, there was a guy, and I was having negative thoughts. It was a little bit, you know, maybe there was some attraction, I don't know. But I suddenly, for no reason, had a negative thought about him. Yeah. And I was in my hallway, and this is exactly where I'm standing. And I said to universe, I'm trying to do corrections, it didn't clear. And I said, universe, come on, this is ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. I don't want to feel like this. And then this energy came down, plonk, giving me unconditional love.
Wow.
And then it was fine.
Wow.
It literally left me, completely gone. Yeah. And I was once driving to Wales, I remember, and I had this negative stuff about this guy come in, yeah, and there's nothing happened. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like going, no, and I had to do this for 3 hours or 3.5 all the way to Wales.
Wow.
Every time I stopped it, it would come back.
Wow.
And it wasn't me. It was, I don't know what it was. Maybe past life. I told him later. Looked at what happened. He didn't know. Do you know this is like if I'm in the stories thinking, oh, you know, but if you have a negative thought about somebody, you might have a whole, you know, you might have a belief about that person, and that's how they get in, a negative belief.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have a negative belief, if like suddenly a boyfriend comes into your head you haven't thought of for a year, and then you go, okay, what is it in me that is allowing that person in? And you go like, oh yeah, I have maybe some slight belief what how he lives his life. So you keep that out, never had him come in again.
Yeah, yeah, I had to do that last week, haven't I?
That opens up that door, you know.
Yeah. Right, darling. I am gonna have you in again because we have so much to talk about. And
Honestly, I could go on forever.
I know you can. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to go. But it's been such a pleasure. And I'm so glad that I followed my hunch and I asked you to come on because it's been so awesome. You have given us so many tools. You have shared your story. It was absolutely magnificent. And I will have you back for sure.
Okay, all right. Have a good day. Have a good
Have a
day.
good day. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Please
Bless.
comment, subscribe, share this with anyone who would benefit from it. And until the next time, bye. Namaste.
Bye. Namaste.